FM,
HD,
Amazon Echo,
Google Home,
the TuneIn Radio app,
the iHeartRadio app,
and nccradio.org.
The voice of Nassau Community College.
This is the award-winning 90.3 WHPC.
WHPC HD, Garden City.
On the air, everywhere.
Welcome to another edition of From the Press Box, part of the WHPC Sports Talk family. Every Monday at 9 a.m., every Monday at 5 p.m., every Tuesday at 5 p.m., every Thursday at 9 p.m., and every Friday at 3 p.m. You can find some great sports talk here on 90.3 WHPC, the voice of Nassau Community College. I am Rob Leonard. And with me, of course, is my brother and co-host, award-winning sports writer Tim Leonard. Hello, brother. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. As you know, we talk sports every Monday. Because if we weren't doing it here, we'd be doing it on the phone.
Yes. David Thomas says, good morning, brother, by the way.
Good morning, David Thomas. We are also on Facebook. For those who are on Facebook, you can hear our show there. We, of course...
Facebook Live.
We're Facebook Live, yes. And then later on, we put our show up as a podcast on Spreaker.com, which connects with a lot of other... sites for podcasting. So, but it starts at Spreaker. So either way, you can hear us now, you hear us later. As long as you hear us, that's all we care about. Let's start off with the Yankees, brother.
I was going to say let's start off with the Giants.
Screw the Giants.
Big win for the Giants yesterday, brother. We got to go there.
Do we? The Jets lost. And
what does that have to do with Giants?
Remember, I know that, but remember when I jokingly said the Sam Darnold era is over, and I joked on Facebook? And a lot of people reacted.
You're not going to do that.
I'm just saying, 2 weeks in a row, man. He's over.
We'll get to that in a little bit.
He's over.
We'll get to that in a little bit. But let's.
You want to talk about Giants?
Let's go Giants.
Okay. Well, they actually scored over 20 points.
How about that?
Which
is what you were clamoring for, bro.
I was.
There was clamoring going on here last week from you about offenses and scoring.
If Eli can't score over 20 points, then something's wrong. And it's been bothering me that all of last season it seemed that way, and this season too. So I'm glad they actually scored over 20 points. I was excited. It was a good thing. They beat the Texans in Houston.
J.J. Watt had 3 sacks.
Yeah, so, I mean...
And they still won, so...
Yeah.
That's good. That means pretty much everybody got what they wanted to see. Because
yes.
J.J. Watt, obviously, is a star player. He's somebody who it's not just that people like J.J. Watt because he plays for the Texans and they're Texans fans. Everybody likes J.J. Watt. The guy raised, almost $40 million for hurricane relief last year
how can you
in the Houston area. So good for J.J. Watt. But the Giants won, and that's all they wanted.
That's all they needed.
Let J.J. Watt get his sacks. Let him be the dude.
Yeah, so I was happy for the Giants. This is what happens when you let Eli do little things like score.
Well, no, wait. I gotta stop you.
Why?
What do you mean when you let him do? Who let him? The coaching staff? The Houston Texans?
Yeah, they let the coaching staff finally said, okay, let him do what he wants.
Wow. No,
you don't think so?
You know what the coaching staff did yesterday for the Giants? That was so nice to see. And only 1 week after rookie Saquon Barkley, rookie running back. I'll emphasize the words running back. Caught 14 passes. You know how many passes Saquon Barkley caught in the first half yesterday?
I don't know the number.
0.
Okay.
Do you know why that is, brother? Because Eli Manning was actually throwing the ball downfield.
You see, they let him be Eli. Eli be Eli.
That's your offensive game plan.
Yes.
It has nothing to do with letting Eli do whatever. Eli wants to throw the ball downfield. That's what he does.
No 7-yard passes with Eli.
It's not even a 7-yard pass. It's a 1-yard pass, and then you hope that the running back breaks something.
Right.
And I don't have a problem with putting the ball in Saquon Barkley's hands as often as possible. That is never going to hurt the Giants.
That's the future of the Giants in many ways.
But to have Saquon Barkley catching 14 passes, and for those 14 passes to go for a measly 80 yards, that's not an offense.
No.
All right? You need to go downfield. And yesterday, in the first half, the Giants were outstanding. I mean, probably a couple too many field goals for my taste, but they moved the ball. and they got even when they got field goals or they got a couple touchdowns, but the Giants moved the ball. And that the main reason for that was because Eli Manning was throwing the ball. And he wasn't just looking to check down or dump a pass off to the side to Saquon Barkley and hope that the rookie could break something. No, he was actually throwing the ball downfield. So unbelievable that the Giants actually rediscovered the forward pass. Forward being the key word there, brother. But it was I don't understand how this offense, the way it's built, how they could ignore that for the first 2 weeks of the season, which is basically what they did.
And most of last season, too.
Well, last season they didn't have most of their receivers got hurt last season.
I know
and obviously Odell Beckham Jr., who was their big play threat, was hurt most of the season. So I'm giving the Giants a mulligan on last season. But with the weapons that they have and that Eli has at their disposal and that the offensive coaches have at their disposal, this is the way they need to play. And the Texans are not a bad defense. So look for those opportunities and try to move the ball in bigger chunks. You don't have to play this ball control possession kind of game when you have the kinds of weapons that the Giants have. This was the offense that we thought we were going to see before the season started, and that is move. And I have to say it disappeared a little bit in the second half. I don't know why, but it did. Right. So the Giants need to get back to. And play more like they did in the first half going forward this season, because that is what this team should be. That should be their identification.
I agree. I have nothing against what you just said. I personally think...
That's a rarity.
Well, no. I also think that one of the things is that the Giants, when you have a guy like Eli, you let him go down. Every great play Eli's ever made is because he went downfield.
Well,
just about.
Because you remember those big plays. You remember David Tyree with the helmet and Plaxico Burress in the corner of the end zone and plays like that, because those were big plays. But, there have been other big plays that have happened from lesser, what should have been lesser plays, but that's only because Eli's been in the league for, 15 years.
That part's true.
Yeah, you're going to hit a couple of big plays from stuff that should have been a 4-yard gain. That's how football happens. But for the Giants yesterday, like I said, big first half, hung on to win in the second half, playing at Houston, which is great that they got a win on the road. The Eli, as far as I'm concerned, opened up the Wayback Machine yesterday. 25 for 29, 297 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
That's pretty damn good.
25 for 29 is outstanding. Eli has never been a very accurate guy. He's not Drew Brees when it comes to pass completion percentage, but 25 for 29 is phenomenal. So for him to have that kind of a game, for any criticisms that Eli may be getting as far as being an older quarterback, and he is 37 years old, at least for 1 week, nobody's going to be complaining about Eli's age this week. You got to win.
No.
You got to win. You got a great performance from Eli. That's all the Giants can ask for. But what they do need and what they're going to ask for is another one next week.
Well, of course. It's not a 1-week league here, Timmy.
I know. That's what I'm saying. They need the consistency, and that's what they need. And part of the other thing, and I said before, J.J. Watt with the 3 sacks, but the one thing that Giants fans, every Giants fan I know anyway, was thrilled about yesterday was that Eric Flowers, lineman, right tackle, is no longer the starter at that position. Number 1 draft pick 4 years ago, apparently has now finally fallen out of favor with the coaching staff. Chad Wheeler, an undrafted free agent signing out of USC last year, made the start yesterday. Played fairly well, I'll say.
Right,
I'm not going to put all of J.J. Watt's sacks on Chad Wheeler, but there were a couple of issues with the pass blocking, but you know what, Wheeler, he played pretty well. I'll give him that. Obviously, like we were saying last week, offensive line it's hard to blame one guy because it really is 5 guys plus the tight end working as a unit.
Right.
And it's never, well, I shouldn't say never, but it's not always about the one-on-one matchups because these guys are trying to work as a unit to keep Eli. They like to say keep him clean.
Right.
That's what they like to say. But
516-572-7440. If you have any comments or questions about this past weekend in sports, we're talking about the New York Giants right now. Giants are 1-2 in the East Division of the NFC. They are tied with the Dallas Cowboys, who we always love to see lose. I don't know anyone who likes the Cowboys except for the Cowboys.
No, there's a lot of Cowboys fans out there.
Except for Cowboy fans.
Wow.
But most people hate the Cowboys. They don't. You don't hate a lot of teams. You hate the Cowboys, unless of course you're one of those Cowboy fans going back to Staubach years and refuse to give up. But Dallas is 1-2. They're tied with the Giants. Philly and the Redskins are 2-1. So if the Giants win this week, this could be a tied division if everything works out right for them.
The Pete Rozelle dream.
Well, yeah, that is the Pete Rozelle dream.
Parody everywhere.
Yeah. So, or are the Giants playing this week? Yeah. New Orleans at the Giants, 4:25 p.m. Oof.
By the way, Glenn DeMilt, your boy Glenn DeMilt, said that Flowers has wilted.
Host of Standard Serenade here at WHBC.
I'm going to give him credit for that line.
Yes, we like that line. So, anyway, the Giants looked good. This is what you want from the Giants. If you have 2 more years of Eli, let him be Eli. Why throw him?
What does that mean? Let him be Eli. Let him be an old man. Let him be an old man.
No, let him call the games.
That's not going to happen.
The guy deserves every call he get.
He has enough of an influence on what's going on with the offense, but let's not get crazy.
Why?
Because there has to be a game plan. That's why you have an offensive coordinator. You can't make a quarterback the offensive coordinator.
No, but he's on the field. He knows what's going on.
Obviously, and the Giants, believe me, the Giants trust him with what's going on. But it's not going to. Eli's not going to be calling. He's not going to be creating the game plan. Trust me on that.
Yeah, well,
but big win for the Giants. Saquon Barkley, 17 carries, 82 yards. That's a nice day.
That's a very good day.
And a touchdown. Odell Beckham Jr., 9 catches for 109 yards, which is nice to see. Sterling Shepard, 6 catches, 80 yards. And Rhett Ellison, each caught touchdown passes from Eli. Like I said, the Flowers thing is a long time coming as far as I'm concerned. The Giants did not pick up his rookie contract option. So expect him to be gone after the season. He'll be looking for work after the season. But it's going to be a long season for Eric Flowers because I'm not sure what's left for him to contribute, if anything, and how much time he'll get on the field.
Did he fade away that much?
He never. It's not that he faded away. He was never there. He's been having issues since his rookie season, and this is a guy who was picked 9th overall. This is the problem for the Giants when you have that high of a first-round draft pick, and he's nothing. And that's what Eric Flowers has been. He has not given the Giants any kind of value for that draft slot.
Right.
And again, when you make that kind of a pick and you expect that guy to be a cornerstone of your franchise for at least the next decade, and instead he is a guy who gives you the kind of production that you could have gotten by signing somebody off the street. And it sets your franchise back. And that the Giants with Eric Flowers, like I said, this is a guy who should have been protecting Eli for years to come, even whoever the next quarterback is. Instead, the Giants had to go out and spend $55 million on Nate Solder as a free agent because Eric Flowers couldn't get the job done. Think about being able to spend that $55 million in another area because your draft pick worked out. Right. These are all the dominoes that fall when you swing and miss that badly on a first-round draft pick, especially that high of a first-round draft pick. So, but again, it's a move that needed to be made. I'm glad that Pat Shurmur isn't in front of the microphone every week saying, "Well, we're working with Eric, and we hope that Eric is going to do better."
Is a permanent thing?
He didn't say it was permanent, but I can't imagine why they would make the move on a short-term basis or a one-week basis, unless Chad Wheeler just performs terribly. Which again, he wasn't bad yesterday. So if he's going to give you something similar as far as performance to Eric Flowers, well, put the kid in and let's see what he can do.
Yeah, I agree. We're going to take a break right now. You're listening to From the Press Box, Part of the WHPC Sports Talk family right here on 90.3 WHPC, the voice of Nassau Community College. Give us a call at 516-572